Bonjour! Welcome to the next part of lesson 14. So today we've got sort of three distinct sections. We're going to start with vocabulary. We're going to look at a few more verbs that will usually take these direct object pronouns that you've learned, the me, te, nous, vous. And then we're going to look at how to use me, te, nous, and vous in different kinds of sentences. So in an imperative sentence, in a command, and how to use them with infinitives, like I am going to go, right? How would I use a complement there? Okay. So starting with the vocab. It's verbs. You know a lot of these already, including this first one. Présenter à. Présenter à. Je présente mon copain à mes parents. I am introducing, présenter means to introduce. I am introducing my friend to my parents. I am introducing my friend to my parents. You remember the phrase, hopefully, je te présente, or je vous présente. Yeah, je vous présente. And that just means I am introducing you. I'm introducing you, and you could be like, to my friend, whatever. Okay? Then apporter, apporter à. This means to bring. So tu apportes un cadeau à ta mère. Tu apportes un cadeau à ta mère. You are bringing a gift to your mother. Okay? You are bringing a gift to your mother. Donner, donner à. Donner means to give. So Eric donne son adresse à Pauline. Eric donne son adresse à Pauline. Eric gives or is giving his address to Pauline. Okay. Montrer, montrer à. Montrer means to show. So nous montrons nos photos à nos amis. Nous montrons nos photos à nos amis. We are showing our photos to our friends. Prêter. Prêter à, you know this verb as well. Prêter means to lend or to loan. Anne prête son vélo à Valérie. Anne prête son vélo à Valérie. Anne is loaning her bike to Valerie. Anne is loaning her bike to Valerie. And then, this is the last one, rendre, rendre à. Rendre means to give back to, like to return it, like a thing to somebody, to give back. Je rends le dictionnaire au prof. Je rends le dictionnaire au prof. I am giving the dictionary back to the teacher. Okay? That's it. These are our new verbs. Like I said, you know some of them already. Apporter has probably come up. You know présenter. You've probably heard montrer. You know prêter. You've heard rendre and rendre visite. Alright, so now, moving on to grammar. So, les pronoms me, te, nous, vous à l'impératif. Okay, the imperative, right? So the imperative, they're command sentences. Bring me a water. Show me your hair. There's no real good way to end that one. Anyway, let's look at how we use these pronouns in an imperative sentence. So I'm going to show you them both in the affirmative and in the negative because they are different. So in negative sentences, they look different than they do in affirmative sentences. All right. So, téléphone-moi ce soir. Téléphone-moi ce soir. Call me tonight. Call me tonight. Okay, so you should remember from imperative sentences that there is no subject written down, right? It's an implied subject. When I say, bring me the water, I'm not saying you bring me the water. It's understood that I'm talking to you, right? And it's the same in French. Téléphone-moi ce soir. Call me tonight. It's understood that I'm talking to you. Now, in the imperative, instead of me going before the verb, how we would expect, because that's how it would work in a normal sentence, tu me téléphones ce soir, right? In an imperative sentence, that subject goes away, and then the pronoun goes after the verb, téléphone, and changes from me to moi. It's a little bizarre. Don't worry if you're confused. You're going to see some more examples. Téléphone-moi ce soir. However, in a negative sentence, don't call me tonight. Then, that me goes in front of the verb like we would expect. Ne me téléphone pas après 11 heures. Don't call me after 11 o'clock. Ne me téléphone pas après 11 heures. Right? Okay. Another example. Invite-moi au concert. Invite-moi au concert. Invite me to the concert. Invite me to the concert. In a negative sentence, ne m'invite pas au théâtre. Ne m'invite pas au théâtre. Okay, don't invite me to the theater. Whatever you do, don't invite me to a play. And so you can see once again, instead of coming before the verb, it's after it, and it's connected by a hyphen. And in a negative sentence, it comes before the verb, just like we would expect from our normal sentences. Okay, but what happens when I'm talking about a group of people? Like I want a group of people to do something for me. Apportez-nous une pizza. Or if I want someone to do something for a group of me and some other people, for us. Apportez-nous une pizza. Apportez-nous une pizza. Bring us a pizza. Bring us a pizza. Okay, it's the same thing, but nous doesn't change, right? So me changes to moi, but nous stays the same, but it is connected by a hyphen. However, in the negative, just like the other two we've looked at, ne nous apportez pas de sandwich. Ne nous apportez pas de sandwich. Don't bring us any sandwiches. Don't bring us any sandwiches. Okay, so the rule here is in affirmative commands, the object pronoun comes after the verb and is attached with a hyphen. That's the rule in one sentence. Also, me changes to moi. And that's it. Me changes to moi. And that's all there is for the imperative. So let's take a look at your practice before we move on in our notes. I'm going to put it in the same video, but I want to take a look at this first. So this section, ask your friend Alan to help you complete the following sentences with the appropriate form of the verb suggested. Be logical. Okay, so you have a word bank. You can see here in the example, je voudrais faire une promenade à vélo. I want to go on a bike ride. So we know the rest of the sentence would be ta bicyclette. So we're asking Alan to loan me your bicycle. Prête-moi. Prête-moi ta bicyclette. Okay, so these are all going to be asking Alain. They're all going to be asking Alain. And the subject is always going to be, or the person is always you. So it's always going to be moi. For example, je veux finir mes devoirs. I want to finish my homework. Okay, so you need to know what all these words mean, and then you also need to be able to figure out what the rest of the sentence means. So, something, mon livre de français, my French book, right? I'm going to say that's probably bring me, right? So, apporter. Okay, so apporte. Remember, the implied subject is you, tu, but in the imperative, ER verbs drop the S when the implied subject is tu, so it's just apporte with an E. Apporte-moi mon livre de français. Bring me my French book. And that's it. You will use every word in this box one time. You should use all of them once. And I want you to go ahead and pause this video and do this practice before moving on, because we're moving into like a new topic in the next section of the video. So go ahead and do this. Check your answers. There's a key at the bottom. See how you do. But they should all be verb hyphen moi. They should all of these blanks should be that. Okay, pause me for real. Do this practice. Check your answers, and then come back, and we'll look at the next section. Okay, I assume you're back. I assume you did that practice. Now, les pronoms complément à l'infinitif. Okay, so Ms. Harris, what do I do if I'm going to use, say, the near future instruction or construction? I am going to give you a gift. I am going to give you a gift. So we know I am going to give would be je vais donner, donner being the infinitive. Where do I put the te? I'm going to give you a gift. Where does the te go? So, tu vas m'inviter au concert. Tu vas m'inviter au concert. So we know it's a question, so are you going to invite me to the concert? Are you going to invite me to the concert? Okay, so we've got tu vas, you are going. Inviter is our infinitive, to invite. And then we can see our object pronoun goes right in front of the infinitive. Okay, so it goes after this conjugated verb and it stays with the verb that it's actually the object of, right? So immediately before the verb, but after this conjugated one. Okay, so bien sûr, je vais t'inviter. Of course, I'm going to invite you. Same thing, the object goes right in front of the infinitive that it belongs to. I'm going to invite you. I am going, you invite. Okay? Tu peux nous prêter 20 euros? Tu peux nous prêter 20 euros? Can you lend us 20 euros? Can you lend us 20 euros? So same thing. Prêter, to lend, is our infinitive, so the object pronoun goes right in front of it. Nous. Nous. All right. Non, je ne peux pas vous prêter 20 euros. Okay, so what happens, Ms. Harris, if the sentence is negative? Well, here we are. Je ne peux pas. So the ne pas goes around the first conjugated verb, and then we've got our infinitive and our object pronoun goes right in front of it. Vous prêtez. Vous prêtez. Okay. So the rule here is in an infinitive construction, the object pronoun comes immediately before the infinitive. That's it. That's the whole rule. And then just to sort of help you visualize this pattern, that's what all of these colored things are. So it'll be subject and verb, object pronoun, infinitive. So it's color-coded. Je ne peux pas vous prêter. Okay, and the rest of the sentence. And that's it. That's how we use them in an infinitive. So, je vais te téléphoner demain. Je vais, subject and verb. Te, object pronoun. Téléphoner demain is the infinitive in the rest of the sentence. I am going to call you tomorrow. Je ne peux pas, subject and verb. Vous, object pronoun. Inviter dimanche, infinitive, rest of sentence. So I can't invite you Sunday. That's it. Really, this is the rule. In an infinitive construction, the object pronoun comes immediately before the infinitive. That's what you need to remember. So let's look at the other section of your practice. Second page here. So your friend Christophe is asking you to do some things for him. You are going to accept the first three, 1, 2, 3, and you are going to refuse the last two, 4 and 5. Okay, so make sure you pay attention to this. Accept the first 3, refuse the last 2. So the first 3 are affirmative, the last 2 are negative. Okay, let's look at the example. S'il te plaît, prête-moi ta bicyclette. Prête-moi ta bicyclette. Loan me your bicycle. Alright, so if we were answering affirmatively, you could say, okay, I am going to lend you my bicycle. So, je vais, I am going, te, prêter, loan you, my bicycle. Okay, I'm going to loan you my bicycle. These are all going to be je vais, I am going, or je ne vais pas, I am not going. You could also use je peux, I can, or je ne peux pas, I can't. Either of those will work for the beginning of these sentences. If it's negative, if you want to say, no, I'm not going to loan you my bicycle, je ne vais pas, ne pas around the conjugated verb, vais, and then te prêter, object pronoun, infinitive, ma bicyclette, my bicycle. So let's look at the first one, because I know this is a little confusing. So, s'il te plaît, prête-moi, should be a hyphen, prête-moi ton portable. Loan me your cell phone. Alright, so this is going to be just like the example. But for this one, I'm just going to say I can. I can lend you my cell phone. So, d'accord, okay. Je, I can, je peux, I can, lend you, so I need my object pronoun because that comes first, te, and then prêter, mon portable, and prêter has an accent. D'accord, je peux te prêter mon portable. Okay, I can lend you my phone. That's it. That's all you're doing. So I want you to do this section and then check your answers with the answer key. Remember, the first 3 are affirmative, the last 2 are negative. It's very important that you figure this out because this is going to be on your quiz, this as well, and the practice from last week, or last video. If you have any questions, let me know. I know this video is kind of long, so you're probably tired now, but hopefully things make a little bit of sense to you. I will see you in our next video, which will be a quiz prep video because we are already ready to quiz on lesson 14. Don't worry, it's posting later in the week. It's not like today you have to do it. Au revoir.